All images in this video are used under fair use of United States copyright law of 1976 and are used in conjunction with my commentary. Mainstream media images like this Vogue cover of Rihanna and her baby daddy A$AP Rocky are why new black media like SJS Direct are so important. A picture is worth 1,000 words. Don't let white supremacists control the narrative. Support independent new black media. Coming to paperback and e-readers, John Haynes, Godbreaker. The man who rules the world takes on the Asgardian god of thunder in this action-packed, all-new John Haynes series adventure. Pre-order your copy of John Haynes, Godbreaker at online booksellers today. Recently, Rihanna was featured on the cover of British Vogue. And while many black folks will sit there and celebrate Rihanna being featured on the cover of British Vogue, they won't really understand that this cover is actually designed to socially engineer anti-black racism into the minds of all of those who imbibe this media without critically thinking about it. Now, on this cover of British Vogue, we see Rihanna sauntering across the beach, holding the hand of her baby daddy, A$AP Rocky, as he holds their first child. And while this image may seem innocuous to most people, they don't really see how this is another passive-aggressive attempt to promote anti-black racism right in the faces of most black people. Now, a picture is worth 1,000 words, and the essay presented here about Rihanna is a shot directed right at black people and directed straight at the black family. And the image here is designed to show that the black man is not the leader of the family, and he is not the head of his household. No, the image here of A$AP Rocky basically emasculates him and shows him as the weak person in the relationship, and it strips that black man of his manhood and his masculinity. Because if you look at the presentation of A$AP Rocky, this is not an image of a black father showing sensitivity and love towards his son. No, this is an image designed to emasculate the black father and show him as not the man leading the relationship, but the man being placed in a female role inside of this dysfunctional relationship. Because if we look at A$AP Rocky, who is dressed in black leather, he is wearing braids, which is a feminine hairstyle, and he's got on a female's necklace. So what the people who created this cover are trying to do, are they're trying to send a message to the black man that being effeminate is socially acceptable, and being in the role of being behind the woman is something that men should aspire to be like. So what they're trying to do here is they're trying to make it where the man is presented as the weaker part of the relationship, because when we look at this image, we see Rihanna being presented as the larger figure in the picture, and when they picture Rihanna as the larger figure in the picture, what they're trying to say is that the black woman is more powerful than the black man, who is being led by the black woman. And what is troubling is that his son and the man are being presented both as being weaker than the black woman. And what the people who produce British Vogue are trying to do with this image is they are trying to socially engineer an idea in black people's minds and people all over the world that the black family, one, is dysfunctional, and two, that the black woman is the leader of the family. And this idea is designed to make it where the woman believes that she has all of the power in the relationship and she is the stronger one in the relationship. And what they're trying to do with this image is strip the black man of any sort of power. And once they strip the black man of all of his power, what they want to do is say they want to put the black man in the woman's role. And when they put the black man in the woman's role, they will go out and show him as being the same as a female, and they will show the female being the masculine in the relationship. What is presented here on the cover of British Vogue is very similar to what was presented on a 2020 cover of Rolling Stone. And on that cover of Rolling Stone, they showed, in the aftermath of the murder of George Floyd, women leading the protests. And as they show women on the cover leading the protest, what they were doing was looking to promote the image of a black woman being the head of the black community. And as the head of the black community, she was the one who had all of the power. And as she was out here being presented as the face of the George Floyd riots, she was shown as the one who had all of the power to make change. And again, this is an insult directed directly at heterosexual black men, saying that they have absolutely no power to control anything in their communities. They have no power at all, and that all of the power in the black community resides in the black woman's hands. Now, this is a narrative that those in the mainstream media have been pushing for over 50 years, and they've wanted to push this narrative because what they want to do is be able to control the black community. So what they do is socially engineer messages in their mainstream media. It's like I've told people for many years, those who control the money control the media, and those who control the media control the narrative. And the narrative being presented as related to black relationships is a dysfunctional one, because the image of Rihanna here, the billion-dollar woman, is shown as the one having all of the power in the relationship, and A$AP Rocky is presented as a female in the female role. And again, passively, people will think, oh, it's an image of a black family, but aggressively, it's an insult directed at the black family by saying that the black woman is the one running the family, whereas the black man is so weak and emasculated that he basically is in the role of a bitch. And as they show this black man in this role, they are showing a black man that gets no respect whatsoever, because what they want to do is show you a black man not as a husband, not as a head of household. They want to show you a black man as a baby daddy, because a baby daddy is not a husband who has a title given to him by the Most High God. No, a baby daddy is just a biological sperm donor who has children, but he is not setting a direction for his family. He is not setting order for his family. He is not setting up authority. No, he is someone who is considered to be less than as related to white supremacy's family, because in the families of whites and non-blacks, they would never accept the whole idea of a woman being presented as the larger figure. They would not accept a woman leading a man, because if they showed the man in that role, it would be seen as a man being in a position of weakness. And that is exactly what is presented here with this image of Rihanna. What they're doing is using this prominent celebrity to socially engineer the idea to black women that you are supposed to be the one leading the family. You are the one supposed to be the head, and the man is supposed to be following you. And again, what they know is that if they take an A-list celebrity like Rihanna and they put her on the cover of a magazine like British Vogue, what they can do is go out here and promote that ideal to many young black girls. And many young black girls, they will look at this image and think, oh, that's a powerful black woman. they will think that she is the one who is the one with, all of the power, and they will imbibe this idea, believing that this is the norm for relationships, when in actuality they are being socially engineered to buy into dysfunction and believe that dysfunction is socially normal. Because this relationship right here is the kind of dysfunctional relationship that has destroyed the entirety of the black community, because the whole baby daddy concept, this is where the man is stripped of his manhood, does not understand his role in God's order, does not understand his role as a head, does not understand his role as a steward, does not understand his role as a leader, because we are presented with an image of a black man following a black woman. And even worse, in this image we see the black male who is kissing his son. Again, we think that it's an issue of him showing love, but this boy is being shown dysfunction because he is not being shown as a man who leads his family. No, he is being shown as a weak, pathetic male, and this weak, pathetic male is being shown being led down the beach by the woman in the designer gown, who is presented as being more powerful, being stronger, and being larger than him. And again, this image tells a very dysfunctional story, but this is the type of story that mainstream media publications love to promote on to the black America. And this image right here of British Vogue and the image of Rolling Stone from 2 years ago, this is one of the reasons why new black media like SJS Direct is so important, because new black media like SJS Direct are where you can get a balanced, humanized image of black men and black women, and you can get a story and an image that shows you a balanced image of black manhood and black masculinity. Because what they present in the media today as related to the black male image are emasculating images of black men, which show black men as weak, black men as sorry, black men as pathetic. And that's what we get here with this image of A$AP Rocky. We get an image of an extremely weak black man who has no power at all. No, he is not shown to be strong, because in mainstream media, white supremacists fear the image of a masculine heterosexual black man who is standing up strong, because they fear that if we start to see more images like I produce on SJS Direct, what will happen is young brothers out here will start to get inspired. Young brothers will start to get on their purpose. Young brothers will start to feel inspired to do better than being a baby daddy. And as they are inspired to do better, they are not going to accept low standard women like Rihanna, because even though she has $1 billion, she is a bust down, and she's a bust down because she is a woman who just has no respect for men and male authority. And since she has no regard for male authority, most men want nothing to do with a Rihanna. But A$AP Rocky, a simp beta male, he will sit there and deal with a Rihanna, not understanding how it affects the image of men, because this one image, again, tells a story that shows us the decline of the black family, because a black family is supposed to be a black man and a black woman coming together to build a strong family. And that is one of the things white supremacy fears, because they know that a healthy, functional black family with a black father as the head, this is the thing that white supremacy fears, because a black family basically is a living, breathing refutation of all of their narratives, like the one presented here on the cover of British Vogue, as related to the state of the black family. Seeing a black man being the head of his family, seeing a black man being strong, seeing a black man being masculine, seeing a black man go out here and be ready to take on the challenges of the world. This is what scares many white supremacists. So they oftentimes, if they will passively represent black people with like this cover of British Vogue, but aggressively they will promote anti-black narratives. And since many are so spellbound, they're caught up in Rihanna's celebrity that they can't see how these white supremacists basically disrespect them. And this is why, again, new black media is very important, like the SJS Direct imprint, because it's new black media that shows you images of strong black people, shows you images of strong masculine heterosexual black men, shows you black men being leaders, because it's new black media that wants to take the baton from men like John H. Johnson, who ran Johnson Publications, and understand the importance of images to black people, and especially young black children. This is one of the reasons why I went out and started the SJS Direct imprint in 2009, because I understand the importance of image and how it can influence the black mind. Because if you see lots of images like this Rihanna cover of British Vogue or that cover of Rolling Stone, it's going to give you a false idea that the black man has no power, when the black man has power, but he has to take his power, and he takes his power by creating new black media that counters many of the images and narratives in mainstream media, because many of these narratives that are presented in mainstream media oftentimes promote anti-black racism, and that's what's being promoted here on this cover of British Vogue. This cover of British Vogue promotes anti-black racism because, again, we see this black man not being presented in a positive light. No, we see this black man being effeminized. We see this black man being presented in a submissive role. We see this black man being presented as less than, and that is a direct insult towards every heterosexual black man. This March 2023 cover of British Vogue is a slap in the face to every heterosexual black man who is a father, every heterosexual black man who wants to be a husband or a boyfriend, because what it's saying is that you are less than, you don't deserve to be respected, you don't deserve to be presented as strong like white and non-black men are, because again, with white and non-black men, they would not accept this image, because they would say to themselves, look, I am the head, I am the leader, this is disrespect to me, and I'm not going to have this type of image of me being presented, because this image says that I am not somebody to be respected, because this is not an elevation of a woman. No, this is a degradation of a man. And again, this type of media, it again is an insult to black men. But sadly, many black men, because they've grown up in single mother households, they think that this is socially acceptable. And again, they don't understand that this is social engineering designed to promote dysfunction as normal, because every other community, they promote patriarchy, they promote the elevation of heterosexual men, they promote heterosexual men as leaders, they promote heterosexual men at the side of their woman, and they promote heterosexual men as someone in charge in the relationship. They do not present a heterosexual man as weak like they do black men. And this has been an ongoing campaign, as I said before, of the last 50 years. And sadly, many black men can't see the slights being directed at them, like these images of black men in dresses, black men presented in wearing makeup and stuff and being feminine. This is all designed to socially engineer the idea that a black man is not a man that anybody needs to respect, and the only way we take our respect is by walking away from mainstream media and supporting new black media like the SJS Direct imprint. Now, if you want to pick up some of my books on the SJS Direct imprint, which feature positive images of black men and black women, like the John Haynes series, the Isis series, the E-Steam series, and the books of the Spinsterella trilogy, and novels like The Thetas and A Recipe for Success, and my vampire novel Eternal Night. You can find all of those books on Amazon.com and other online booksellers like Smashwords, the iBookstore, Google Play, and Barnes & Noble. And if you want to see me making more videos, making commentary on American media, you can donate to my Patreon, my PayPal, and my Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, subscribe. Now available in paperback and e-readers, Spellbound, A Darker Shade of Black. Get your copy today at your favorite online bookseller.